Hi, Wendy. Okay, we're back again, and we painted the iris and shaded it. And can you see the difference between the two eyes, even just with the iris? Now this part here, it's going to look strange to you because, well, for one thing, I don't have it blended out properly on the surrounding area, but also because this is a much darker value now than the surrounding area. But once the surrounding area gets painted and another coat, that's going to bring it up so that the eye doesn't look like it just has a dark patch around it. But I put the shading around the eye because I wanted you to see how that you need that depth and how to get that in there. It makes a big difference in recessing the eye backward so that it's not flat. And even with the iris, even if he has light eyes, to apply the darker and then wipe back out the highlights in the eyes. You see the cornea is clear, so when you have a bright light that comes into the eye, it has to go out of the eye. It kind of goes, the light goes through the eye. So that's why you see reflections of that light here in this area. But you don't want to have a white halo around the pupil. That's why I wanted to paint the pupil just a little bit larger. But those areas are great for pulling out those highlights. Alright, so let's start with the lashes now. Let me make sure you can see. And I'm going to use the 10-0 liner, and I'm going to go into dark brown. We need to get this eyelash line established. Now on him, he doesn't have, you know, in cases, even in guys, sometimes you would have lashes that would be extending outward, you know, like this. But in Dante's case, that's not the case. The lashes are coming forward this way. So we don't want to put them out. We want to have them as they actually look. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of this dark brown and I'm going to find the edge of the eye here. Alright, and of course I can see that I got into the paint a little bit on the eyeball, on the iris. So I put a little bit of Marcy's brush cleaner, use that to clean out my brush, and then I'm using this to wipe that little bit of rogue paint out of there. Okay, now I'm going to put the brush into the oil and I'm just going to lightly, what I'm trying to do basically is just push. I don't want a dark line there on the bottom, but he needs distinction between the white and that lower lid lines, and so I'm just wanting to get a little bit of paint in there that then I can take this paint here and I'm going to shade the eye a little bit, because now remember the eye is a ball, and so this side and this side, in order to get it to curve, you got to have it shaded to a more or less a degree. And what I use is the dark brown. So I'm just using this 10-0 liner, and I'm doing it. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. This side is more shaded. Let me see. Okay, now there's eyelashes here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to push some dark. I'm painting the eyelashes. Now I'm not painting them like, I'm not painting them as though I'm trying to get eyelashes, individual strands of eyelashes. I'm not doing that. I'm just, really what I'm trying to do is just shade this area so you kind of get the impression that there's eyelashes over this area here. And it would come on out here a little bit because he does. Okay. There's not a whole lot of shading in the inside on this part or on the bottom. But I'm going to put a little bit there. And then I'm going to take a little bit larger brush, make sure I got it clean and oiled. So I'm going to go with the number 1. Make sure you see here. And I'm going to soften this so that you're not going to see individual lashes. You're just going to see that shadow there that you know, I mean, it reads as lashes even though you're not seeing lashes there. It usually helps to turn it so that you're coming up into the top lash line, like that. So it's pretty subtle, really. But do you see a difference? Hopefully. And again, I'm painting on plastic, so it's not the best, but it's not too bad, really, for demo purposes. Great. Let me see. Can you see it? Does it look more dimensional to you than this side? Does it look more realistic? Hopefully. Okay.